right? Oh, Maplewood card. How dare you bring that into this palace?
Hilton offers equal value and better food, but the Maplewood gives out warm cookies at check-in.
What they got to do with the cookies?
Yeah, I'm a sucker for simulated hospitality.
Is it correct that when you guys adapted the Walter Kern novel, you added both female co-lead parts?
Yeah, I found the book about 6 years ago, and I've written it really ever since through making Thank You for Smoking and Juno. And the movie has many differences from the book. I think the book was a kind of a launch pad about a man who fires people for a living and is obsessive about collecting miles. But Anna's character, Vera's character, the wedding, the fact that he has to tote around this cutout thing, his whole backpack speech, the firing online, all of these were of my creation.
Wow, so really all the personal stuff.
What I like to think is that I took a character and philosophy from a book and I gave it my own plot to explore ideas that I wanted to look into.
You're saving just to save.
Let's just say that I have a number in mind and I haven't hit it yet.
That's a little abstract. What's the target?
I'd rather not.
Is it a secret target?
It's 10 million miles.
Okay. Isn't 10 million just a number?
Pi's just a number.
Well, we all need a hobby. No, I don't mean to belittle your collection. I get it. It sounds cool.
Now, obviously, anyone who sees this film is so impressed by Anna Kendrick. She's the real breakout as far as someone that people haven't seen that much of before. I loved her in Rocket Science, so I kind of knew what she could do.
I knew there was someone else who saw that movie.
I love all those scenes where she's just talking so fast. Was it that movie that gave you the sense that she could handle a role like this?
I mean, seeing Anna in Rocket Science was like seeing Ellen Page in Hard Candy. I mean, just seeing a young woman with a completely original voice who was different from anyone in her generation. And since I was already writing this character, I just thought, oh, there she is.
I'd be the 7th person to do it. More people have walked on the moon.
Did they throw you a parade?
You get lifetime executive status. You get to meet the chief pilot, Maynard Finch.
Wow.
And they put your name on the side of a plane.
If you guys don't grow up, it's like you need to pee on everything.
It seems like the 4th lead character is either Jason Bateman or American Airlines in this film. And I thought to myself, did airlines kind of schmooze you and bid for this placement? Or how did it all happen that American Airlines got this part?
Well, we looked into... First of all, I didn't want it to be a fake airline because I didn't want it to be like Sunshine Air, and I think that makes it turn into a satire. I wanted to root this movie, firmly in reality. A reality we know where we are constantly surrounded by logos. And, American really just provided the most as far as shooting. They flew a plane into St. Louis so we could shoot on a real plane. They gave us access to all their terminals and, created the sets that we could shoot this film properly.
There's a really fun sequence where George, Vera, and Anna basically crash a tech convention at a hotel that they're staying in.
You're gonna crash it?
Well,
they throw a good party.
More money than they know what to do with.
No, I get it. I'm in.
It's hysterical, but I thought to myself, what is this movie going to create? It's going to create a whole mass of people who now find it fun to go crash conventions.
And I kind of actually did that myself when I was researching.
Did you?
Yeah, there's a hotel that I like to write at, and there was a convention happening, and I snuck in.
Just by picking up someone's pass like they do in the film? Or?
No, I actually just walked in and I got away with it. I had a button-up shirt on, and no one seemed to question it. I actually thought it would have been a bigger deal than it was. It's one of those things where you're nervous and then you realize, actually, no one cares. No one's looking at me.
Well, you must have had a great time picking all of the songs. I mean, you've got OPP, you've got Sign Your Name by Terrence Trent D'Arby. I mean, all of these great kind of early 90s, horrible songs that probably get played at these conventions.
Sign Your Name is a horrible song?
Well...
You and I are not friends anymore. No, really the highlight was Young MC. That is the great gift as a writer, is that I can write the words, Young MC appears on stage, and months later, there he is on set. And not only that, and most people won't know this, but the DJ behind him is Cut Chemist from Jurassic 5, is a friend of mine and one of my favorite DJs. So you're actually watching, this strange pairing of Young MC and Cut Chemist.
Let's talk about all of the kind of vignette-y interview style things that you do with recently laid off people who are not actors, but actually people who had been laid off, I guess, in the prior year that you found through almost an open call in a way.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to remember that when I started writing the script, we were in an economic boom, and I started writing these scenes as kind of comedic satire, but obviously it's not funny anymore. I mean, the world has changed. So to write these scenes as authentically as possible, we decided to use real people. We put an ad out in the Help Wanted section of the newspapers in St. Louis and Detroit, and we got actually a heartbreaking number of responses. We brought in 100 people. We put 60 of them on camera, and 25 of them are in the finished film. So when you see someone get fired in this movie, that is a real person who just lost their job.
And people who stay through the closing credits will hear a really interesting recording, which is a guy who came up to you, I guess, at a screening or an event and told you he had written a song that he wanted you to consider for his film.
Yeah, I mean, look, after Juno, I got used to people submitting songs to me, but they were usually teenagers, and never have I had, you know, a guy in his mid-50s come up to me and say, I wrote a song for your movie. He handed it to me, and I said, is this a cassette tape? And he goes, yeah. He said, it's all I have. I said, oh, okay. And I said, I gotta find a place to play this. And we went into the car of one of the PAs, and we put it in, and it's amazing. It started with him talking, and he said, hey, my name's Kevin, I'm 52, I just lost my job, and I wrote a song about what it's like to be searching for purpose in the middle of your life. And what followed wasn't, you know, the best song I've ever heard, but what it was completely authentic and put a voice to what I've otherwise known as really just a number, you know, a statistic on the masthead of a newspaper. And I knew immediately this is going in the closing credits of the movie.